Hey there, let's talk about how the rat race can help you to supersize and grow your business. How can this thing that we feel and hear about, the rat race, really help us to grow and build the business of our dreams? Well, it can, and we'll talk about it and how it can do it in at least 3 ways. But where does this even come from? What is this rat race? Where does this expression come from? What does it mean? And what might it mean to you or the people that you're interacting with on a daily basis? I've grown up hearing this term. I've grown up experiencing this term like I think probably pretty much anyone else has. Anyone that's gone to a school system, the public school system, anybody that's been involved in an organization, an organized sport, an organized activity, a fundraiser, a nonprofit, had a job, anybody that's had a job has probably in some way, shape, or form experienced the phenomenon called rat race. Rat race is interesting. It's like a fierce, competitive, stressful situation in either business or society and it reminds me of the scientists, and most of us would think of the scientific experiments where rats are put in a rat cage, or either a circular one or they're put in a long type of maze or something where they have to try to find the cheese, and they race against time and they have to work really hard just to get the cheese to survive. So it's a race just for survival, a struggle and a stressful and competitive race just to survive. And I don't know your culture, but my upbringing and the society and the culture and the environment I grew up in perpetuates this competitive feeling, this competition for everything, this belief in scarcity and that there isn't enough to go around and that we have to fight and claw to get our little piece of the pie just to survive, just to get our needs met. We have to compete with and fight with everybody else, or we have to behave in certain ways just to be seen as normal and acceptable to society or our peer group or the people that we work with or our organization that we happen to be a part of. The term actually comes from the French race or race, which is R-A-S, and that means tide race. So it means the tide coming in and out and going around and around. That's where the term really comes from. But most of us associate it with, scientific experience and rats actually racing. Now, I don't know about you, but I felt like I've been a part of the rat race the vast majority of my life. The majority of my life, I spent over a quarter century in corporate America. And what is more of a rat race or fitting in and having to behave in a certain way over and over again every day, doing the same thing or very similar things every day, than just to make enough money to get by, to survive, to take care of our families, to put food on the table. Baby needs shoes. We used to joke that baby needs shoes. My ex-husband and I, we'd always, when we were playing cards with friends or something, we'd all, I don't know where he started, baby needs shoes. So we would want to win in a competitive environment so that we could get shoes for the babies, right? So any situation that we find ourselves in, and I think this rat race, it's more of a feeling and an emotion and the pain that's associated with that, with trying to be average and normal and fitting in, than it is, or meeting expectations, others' external expectations, than it is an actual thing that we can describe, right? Or a situation or an environment that we can describe. So how do you use this? How do you use knowing that this is inherent in most of our cultures? Most every culture has its norms or its expected ways of behaving in order to be accepted. I mean, back to tribal days, tribes had expectations where you behaved in a certain way, you fit a certain role, or you were out of the tribe, you were out of the group, you were banished. A lot of times the worst punishment was banishment, and then you were just off on your own and you had to figure out exactly how you were going to survive. Sometimes we do things over and over again expecting different results. Definition of insanity, right? How many times have I done the same thing over and over again, thinking it would cause something different? If I just did it faster, harder, and if I just did this shortcut or tweak this, well, then it would work, only to find out, no, that's never going to work. That's never going to work for me. That's how we always have to filter things, is how is it going to work and how is it going to make me feel? So how do we deal with this rat race thing? How do we use it to our advantage as we're supersizing and growing and building our business? Well, in a couple of ways. Number one, recognize that people that are in this rat race feeling, a lot of times, you know, some people, that's their thing. They just want to be normal and average and go through their life and survive. And that's awesome. You know, they're probably not the people that you're serving in your business. Maybe if you're selling a commodity or a service that absolutely everybody needs. I think tax time of year, right? Everybody's got to get their taxes done. Maybe, and that's actually part of the rat race too. Government, big business, anything. But recognize that that feeling of stress and competition is rampant in our society and probably rampant amongst your customers. They've got a problem. This feeling for most people causes pain. Feeling like you're caught up in this cycle just to survive, that's really, really painful. And if you can find a way with your products or services to help alleviate that pain for people, that is going to help to win you business. That's going to help you grow and supersize your business. Anytime we solve a problem and alleviate someone's strong pain, that helps us to garner people's favor and business. Then the other thing you can do, another thing you can do is ask yourself, are the processes, and this is my area, I love this, so I know I'm guilty of it, but are the systems and the processes and the procedures and the rules and the guidelines that you're using inside of your organization, are they creating a feeling of rat race and futility and unnecessary effort for the people that work in your organization, not just them, but for the people that interact with your organization? Are you creating complicated systems and procedures and things? Think tax code. I've obviously got taxes on my mind. Is it creating more and more and more complication and stress and problems, doubt, worry, and fear? And if you've got systems and processes and procedures like that in your organization, fix them, change them. Ask the people that have to use them how they can be made better. Keeping in mind that they exist to actually make people's lives feel better and simpler and easier and more automated. And they give us all a common way of doing things. But if they're actually contributing to the feeling of rat race in people, we want to reevaluate those and continuously improve them and make them better. Another thing that you can do, and I recommend that you do to supersize and grow your business using this rat race theory or phenomenon, is find ways to make your customers, and your employees too, and your business partners feel special. Help to increase their status, because the rat race is all about making everybody the same. The epitome of political correctness. It's about making everybody feel the same, treating everybody as equals and the same. Socialism at its not finest. You will never hear me be an advocate for socialism. I do not believe it's you know, it's kind of like the unions. I've always worked in management. I respect the unions. They have a place. They had a place, but treating everyone as equal is as bad or worse than treating somebody unfairly, because you are treating people unfairly. You're treating the best performers, the people that want to do better, as if they're like everybody else. And none of us are like everybody else. And we hate being treated like everybody else, right? We just want to be ourselves. So if you can find ways to make people feel special and acknowledged and love being a part of or working with your business, that will help you supersize your business and stand out, and competition becomes irrelevant. So I'd love to know what you think about this expression, rat race, what your worst experience has been with the rat race, and maybe what your best experience has been with the rat race, and maybe how you dealt with your feeling of being in the rat race to make the situation you were in livable, successful, and actually make you feel good instead of feel bad. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day. Have a happy Valentine's Day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you use it to create the business that you love, the business that you want, and make the world a better place? Have a great day. Bye.